there, I'm Angela. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a pattern review for you. Stay tuned. The pattern that I'm reviewing today is Butterick 3199, and it is kind of an oldie. It was published back in 2000 or 2001, somewhere along there. You still can find copies of this pretty readily available on Etsy or eBay or even Amazon. And they were running for anywhere between $5 to $8, so pretty reasonable. Or some of you guys might have this in your stash, but you haven't made it yet, so hopefully you'll find this helpful. There are 3 different neck variations, which I will show you on the line drawings. That'll probably explain it visually a little bit better than I can try to verbally describe it. You guys can see that. Yeah, so I went with View C, the sleeveless turtleneck, and it had been quite a while since I've even worn a turtleneck. If I wear anything like that nowadays, it's more of a like the slouchy kind of cowl neck. So at first I thought, I'll get more into the details about how it turned out, but when I first tried it on after attaching the turtleneck, it seemed like really tight. And I thought, I did measurements to make sure I was making the right size, but I didn't even think to measure like my neck circumference to make sure that the neck was going to fit. It's fine. A couple of times taking it on and off, and it doesn't feel like I'm like being strangled or anything like that. But I have to tell you, at first I was a little bit alarmed, but I think I've chalked that up to I just haven't worn like a standard classic turtleneck in many, many years, because now I have it on. It's comfortable. It's not tight at all. So I thought, man, is my head just too big? Why can't this come over my head very easily? So of course this pattern was intended to be made with stretch knits, jersey, interlock, and they also specified where was it? Novelty knits. I'm not sure what that means. Do you guys know what that means? If you do, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate that. And I chose a sweater rib knit, and that was how this fabric was described when I ordered it, as a sweater rib knit. It really doesn't feel like sweater material. It's kind of like just a rib knit, just your basic rib knit. So nothing special there. But I did buy this fabric specifically with something like this top in mind. And when I bought the fabric, I didn't have this pattern yet. But I knew, I could visualize in my head that I wanted something like that. So I searched and searched and couldn't really find anything currently in print that was exactly what I wanted, and I found this one out of print. I think I got this on eBay, but I know you can find it on Etsy and Amazon as well if you're interested in that. And the size range, this one that I got is 14, 16, 18. I did cut the 18, and I just cut a straight 18. And for reference, in case you're interested, my full bust measurement is 42.5. Give or take, you know how that goes, it fluctuates. So this did fit pretty well. Like, actually, I think it fit pretty perfectly. I didn't make any adjustments to it, although, like I mentioned, I kept thinking when I first tried it on that I should have made a neck adjustment, but it's totally fine. I mean, it feels like a turtleneck. I think it had just been so long that it felt like I was being strangled, but it doesn't feel that way. It's totally fine. There are other size ranges available in the pattern, the ones, the secondhand copies that are available on eBay and Etsy and so forth. And the size ranges that I have seen are, sorry, I'm looking down because I took some notes. I didn't want to get this wrong for you guys. 8, 10, 12, and 6, 8, 10. So they kind of are, and there might have been a couple that were in the 14, 16, 18, like the one that I made. So the size ranges are mostly kind of on the lower end of the range, if that's a concern. So sewing it up was very easy. The instructions were very easy to follow. Quick. It was such a quick make. There were literally just 3 pieces: the front, the back, and the turtleneck. And this version, the View C that I made, did call for like a 7-inch zipper down the back neck, center back seam. And I didn't really see the point of that unless that was some sort of like a fancy design feature or something like that. And I really didn't want to put a zipper into a knit when it's not necessary. So I left the zipper out. So I just cut the back on the fold. So literally there were only 3 pieces, the front, 1 piece for the front, 1 for the back, and then the turtleneck was just 1 piece. So leaving the zipper out did change the way that I did the turtleneck. I just stitched it all in like a circular, like a completely enclosed tube, so to speak, and then attached it to the neckline once the front and the back were together. So some of the questions that I ask myself after I finish a make are, do I like the way it turned out? In this case, yes, I really do like it. I don't know that I will wear it that frequently because it's a turtleneck, and that seems to me like a little more formal, and I'm like an extremely casual dresser in daily life. But it is nice to pair it with a skirt or a nice pair of slacks and put a topper over it, and it looks very nice, or maybe for a business meeting or something like that. And the funny thing in my personal life, with my recent job move, I kind of went from a casual workplace to an extremely casual workplace. Where I'm working now is a nature center, so we are heavily encouraged to dress casual, wear our hiking boots because you never know like where the day may lead. So I really won't be dressing up that much at work, like if ever. I still like to sew dressy clothes though, so there'll be opportunities for me to wear this out and about. Another question that I ask when I finish a make is, would I change anything? In this case, I would say no, definitely not. I love everything about it. The fit is great. It looks nice under a topper, so I really wouldn't change anything about it. Another question is, would I make it again? And I think that I would, although like I just mentioned, there's not too many opportunities for me to wear a turtleneck. So maybe I would not make it again, or maybe I would make it again and leave the turtleneck off and then just drop the neckline down a little bit and just make it a nice knit top. So that makes it a little less formal and more likely that I would wear it out and about. I did take a couple of pictures of me wearing the top without the topper and then also with the topper, so you guys can get a really good idea of how it turned out. So hang on and we'll take a look at those. So that's about it. Like I mentioned before, I'm very happy with the way it turned out, and the pattern was very easy to follow, and it was quick. There was nothing really remarkable about it. It was straightforward, simple sewing. Very happy. And I hope you guys will tune in next time when I am going to do one of the 5 questions, 1 take videos. I'm not sure if you guys have seen those. It's kind of a hashtag that was going around several years back, and then it kind of resurfaced again about 4 or 5 months ago. And that's where sewing YouTubers would make a video answering 5 standard questions, the same questions for every person that does it, about their sewing background and so forth, things like that. And the challenge is to do it all in 1 take. No edits, no cuts, no nothing like that. So I'm going to give that a shot, and that should post later this week. And until next time, thanks so much for watching. Bye.